Hello, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today we're taking a look at the WRC 10 on the PlayStation 5. This is a review for the PlayStation 5. It has been out for a couple days now. I had to push my review a little bit further on this. I do already have a review out on the Xbox Series X, but I had to wait a couple days before I could go out and purchase the PlayStation 5 version of this due to having COVID and losing some time at work. So yeah, none of that matters, but it's here. It's coming in hot. Sorry about that. I really do apologize, but here is the PlayStation 5 version of this game. So for some reason, when I record these on my capture card, it does not completely show exactly what's going on. So I'm going to talk you through some things when it comes to resolution and, like screen tearing, stuff like that. Some of the performance issues that the PlayStation 5 version seems to be exhibiting. I was shocked, honestly, to be completely honest with you. I was completely shocked when I turned this game on, and because I'm just coming from the Xbox Series X version on over to the PlayStation 5 version. So I honestly was shocked that these performance issues are showing. I will not be able to show you any 120 hertz gameplay because I don't know I don't know anybody that can record 120 hertz gameplay. I do know, I can tell you that it does screen tear. The main places that it really screen tears is when you get to heavily vegetated areas with lots of trees. So I know Wells has some decent screen tearing in it around water. I know that Finland has some pretty decent screen tearing. Some screen tearing in Estonia. That's in the 120 hertz mode. I believe that is still the case with WRC 9. So that really hasn't changed. So if you were a fan of WRC 9 and you were able to live with that, just know that the high performance mode, that hasn't changed. But what I did notice is in the 60 FPS mode, the balanced mode, that is where things really take where things really are a little bit I think the performance is a little bit more all over the place in terms of, comparing it to last year's game. Everything basically that I said in the Xbox Series X version of this is going to be basically the same. Okay, so let's start with what it does have. I wanted to get that first part out, to let you understand, that those problems are still here. Some of it's carried over from WRC 9. It's not bad. There are some other things that I'll talk about as we get further into this review that I will share with you when I can see them on my screen and relay that to you. But let's go. It's not terrible. So don't think that this game is terrible just because of that. But we are going to go over some of that stuff just so that you know exactly what you're getting into. All right. So let's start with the content of this game. Okay. So this is the base version that I bought for this, and as you can see, you have the challenges mode that returns from WRC 9. You have the test area, which is very cool. I really like this little open area that you can test out your settings and just drive around and have fun. It's pretty cool. It's a very nice addition to this game, and I really appreciate it. The training is still here, which is essential for for newcomers that are coming to the game. Definitely take some of these training things, have some fun with it. Get used to the way the cars handle in this game. All of your multiplayer stuff is still here. Okay, so you still have clubs, you have online multiplayer, you have the leaderboards. Leaderboards is usually what I focus on. I was considering getting in a club, but yeah, leaderboards is what I usually focus on the most. I just try to place in the leaderboards and try to see how I'm stacking up against other drivers in the game. You still have co-driver mode, which returns. I have yet to try this mode, but I've been thinking about it. I have been thinking about actually taking this for a spin. And then you have split screen, so you can have somebody else over and you guys can play. There is a new live livery editor in this game so that you can create your own custom livery. You do unlock more stuff as you progress, and you'll unlock different stickers, stuff like that as you're playing or whatever. The season mode is still here. You can just do you could just create your own season, which is pretty fun. If you don't want to play the career, you can create the whole season. Quick play is probably my most played mode in this game. I like to do just time trials against myself, practice my driving, try to get better, setting higher scores. That is the most. That is probably the thing I play the most. Career mode I have not played since WRC 8. I was thinking about giving this one a try, just because of the fact that it's still basically kind of like WRC 8, but the handling model in this game is way better. The cars feel better, the tires on the road feel better, the suspension feels better. So that is amazing. So I definitely recommend checking out career mode. You can start in WRC 2 cars, but you're going to have to beat that time trial in the Skoda Fabia, which is what it is. So just like all the WRC mode games, you're going to start the game. It's going to make you do the little thing. This year we have the 50th anniversary mode, which is pretty freaking cool, because you are going to get these rallies that you can take part in. You can complete these. You have to complete them to advance, which is pretty cool. This third one, the Rally Monte Carlo, I think is kind of. I wouldn't necessarily say it's broken. It feels unbalanced. It is pretty tough. I'm like 10 seconds away from being able to complete this challenge. It's pretty tough. After like 3 or 4 tries, I usually just stop playing it. So I haven't actually sat down and forced myself to try to get through it, because I think it's probably possible, but I don't. It's pretty hard. Like, coming from the first 2, which are fairly easy, you could probably get them on the first try. The third one is going to. It's like hitting them. It's like hitting a wall. It stops you dead in your tracks, and you're stuck there for a while. So, other than that, I have not been able to get through to any of these other ones, which will eventually I will. They did say that this mode, the anniversary mode, is made to be challenging. So this is supposed to challenge you. So if when you get on here and you start playing around with it, it is designed to be a challenge. Driver card is still here. This still gives you your overall, all your ranking, all the miles and everything that you've driven and everything. I haven't put a whole lot of miles on this, or kilometers on this one just yet. I will be as I keep going. I've done a lot of driving on the Xbox version. So let's go ahead and go into quick play now, so we can start addressing some of these other things. Extras is a mode that will be bringing previous rallies to this game. I don't know if they're going to be the complete special stages, or if they are just going to be like the Spain tracks, like the little tracks that are at the end of some of these locations. So I don't know. We're supposed to be getting our first batch of that. Well, the first one that's available now, if you buy the deluxe edition, is the German Rally, Deutschland. So I'm pretty sure more of them are going to come. As it starts right now, special stages. Let's go all the way to the first one. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 locations right out of the gate this year. You have a shakedown for every location now. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I believe there was 120 or 112 or something right now out of the gate. Croatia is a new stage for this year. The Portugal long stage reverse. The Portugal long stage has been extended, so it is definitely longer. Sardinia has been altered, so it's kind of newer. The plant life, vegetation, everything has changed. Kenya is basically carryover from last year. Estonia is new to this year. Chile is new to this year. and Spain is new to this year. Spain is probably one of my favorite tracks to come out this year. I really enjoy playing that one. Chile is really nice as well. It looks really good. So, is what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you some of the stuff that I've kind of been talking about. I'll do like one of these Croatia, like a short stage, and then I will do like an Estonia short stage for you during this review. I'm gonna go ahead and get in there. I'm doing a WRC car. I'm going with the Toyota. And we're just going to talk a little bit about handling. So with the handling on this game, it does feel better. The cars feel more stable now. They don't feel as... Well, okay. On the PlayStation 5 controller with the haptic feedback and stuff, I feel like the haptics kind of make the car feel a little floaty. But at the same time, it still feels better than it did last year. For sure. Especially on Tarmac. Tarmac is feeling... really, really good on this game. I got to turn this TV down before I start this because it's going to be loud. So Tarmac is feeling really good on this. Actually, both of them are. Both of them feel good. Everything feels good. So
2, 1, let's go. 30, right 3, tightens, hard brake, square right.
Actually, let me make sure I got this set to. Hi, I'm live right now.
Oh, hi followers.
I'm not live. I'm doing a review.
Oh.
So, okay, so let me just make sure that I have this thing set to. Yeah, okay, it's balance mode. That looked a little weird to me for a second. Okay, so the handling on this definitely feels better. As you can see, the visuals really have not changed much from last year. The one thing that has changed, I feel, is the dynamic resolution scaling in this balance mode is a little bit more aggressive than it was last year. Like you'll see, like the version. I mean, things will blur out a lot quicker. Like they'll be blurrier in the distance. The one good thing that I've noticed so far, especially with this mode, is the screen door effect is nowhere near as bad as it was on last year's model. Like screen door effect, when you got through all the vegetation and stuff, it was pretty bad. Like it looked pretty bad. So this year, at least that is gone. It is not here as much, or I haven't seen it as much as it was on the other one. I have done a lot of driving on this PlayStation 5 version. I just have not completed a lot of stages. So if you don't complete the stages, it doesn't add to your overall driving. I've just been kind of like starting them, driving through them a little bit, and then really looking at them. So I need to do some more of that. Pop-in on the PlayStation 5 version. There is definitely pop-in. It's not any worse than it was last year. The haptic feed, or it's not as much roadside pop-in as last year, but it is still the pop-in out in the, oh my gosh. Yep, this is WRC 10, so there's still those little rocks and stuff that come out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere. Okay, if you look at the rocks on the side of here, okay, and you look at the ground, this is one of the things I was talking about that kind of shocked me from going from the Xbox version. These textures definitely look like lower resolution textures on the PlayStation 5 version than they did on the Xbox. So that was something that kind of shocked me about this, but if PlayStation 5 is all you have and this is all you're going to be able to see, like, this is not bad. It still looks pretty good. It was just shocking to see that. For some reason, I don't know what it is about the PlayStation 5. It still does have that washed out look. Regardless of what I've done with it, it still has that washed out look, whereas the Xbox version will the auto HDR and stuff just tends to make this game look a lot freaking cleaner. It's really not a deal breaker. It still looks good, but I just don't. I think it's like the PlayStation 5 how it handles HDR or SDR content, because I do not believe that this is HDR. That this game has HDR. I don't think so. It's still not. Oh man, just smashing this car. Yeah, I don't know if it has HDR support yet or not. I don't think it does. It doesn't tell me on my TV when I turn it on that it's an HDR. So I do not believe that feature has made it to the series yet, which is a shame because it would look so much nicer, with just some HDR support. It would be pretty cool to have eventually. But as you can see, like when you look over here into the trees and stuff, these trees look highly detailed. Like, I mean, it looks like you're looking at individual leaves. Like, it looks good. Like, it looks really good. It really does. Like, there's like these trees right here. They look detailed. They still kind of got a squarey look to them. They have a squarey look to them on the Xbox too. But when you're going by these trees faster, they look better than they did last year. The trees look better. The vegetation looks better. Yeah, so that's mainly the one big thing that I wanted to tell you guys about this. Just some of the textures, you know, look kind of like they don't look downgraded. They just, yeah, they do. They do kind of look downgraded from the Xbox Series X version, but that could honestly just be chalked up to the anisotropic filtering that the Xbox Series X has that might not that might not be available on the PlayStation 5. So there we go. I am not even on that list. So let's go over here to the anniversary mode. Oh wait, I was going to show you the new Estonia, like a little chunk of Estonia. I know for me, I like to drive these tracks, you know, without really seeing a whole bunch. So maybe, yeah, we'll just do this regular. I was going to do it in the rain so you could see what the rain looks like. But the rain still looks... The rain definitely... The rain effects and everything on this game look a lot better this year. There's like more rain. When you're driving on the dirt, on the tarmac, the windows don't fill up as fast. The windows don't fill up as fast with dirt or even at all like they did on WRC 9. So they definitely fixed that and made that better. So yeah, that's one thing that made me very happy. You don't have to sit there and flick the you don't have to sit there playing with the windshield wipers all the time, but they're still there, they still work. Gravel feels really good on this game actually. It definitely feels a lot better. We've been driving in that cam for a long time. Let's go ahead and switch it out here to this cam. Right when you go into this cam, oh my gosh, man, you start getting screen tearing. You don't get as much screen tearing as you don't get as much screen tearing when you're in cockpit view. So I do recommend cockpit view. It makes the experience a little better. Wow, man, I can't even freaking drive this car right now. What the heck? This is weird. Handling does feel better. The shocks, the suspension, everything feels a lot better. It definitely handles much better. It's not as twitchy. Just because I'm driving. I don't normally drive in this chase cam thing. I don't. It throws me off. As you can see, the damage model is definitely a little bit updated. The damage does look a little bit cooler. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the screen tearing, but yeah, it's there, and it is normally not as bad in the cockpit. So if you're playing this on a controller and your main way to play it is chase cam, I just highly recommend that maybe you consider doing this camera, because let me show you another thing. If you go into options on this game, it's always had this. You can go to camera. You can go to your driver. This is cockpit cam. You can adjust your field of view to however you want. I feel this right here, all the way maxed out, gives you the best view on that. Position is going to put you closer to the wheel or farther back from the wheel. I like to be farther back from the wheel. It makes me feel like I'm more like I'm driving a car. So that's the way I have mine set, maxed out. So cockpit view on this one here definitely looks pretty good. It's not as zoomed out as it was on WRC 9. You could sit your seat back a lot farther. You could see more of your arms. It looked more intense that way. This looks still pretty intense, but it did definitely look more intense in WRC 9. So that is still here. You can still adjust your field of view, your sliders, everything.
Caution left 150.
Oh yeah, difficulty on the I'm at 100% difficulty, and I still am doing pretty decent against the AI on the tracks.
Junction 50.
So yeah, difficulty might be a little off. They might be a little bit easier this year. So I don't know if that's something that you really care about. Me personally, I don't really necessarily care about the AI. I don't race them often. I'm more worried about real world drivers, like other guys that are racing on this. But see, as you can see, like I don't know if it shows you the screen tearing from the other mode, but yeah, once you get back into this mode, actually it's not tearing right now because I don't think I'm around any trees, so the cars feel better on this one. This is hitting pretty solid 60 frames a second. Like I said, it does kind of have the performance issues as you are as you're in this view, as you're in this this camera view. You tend to get more screen tearing, like right when you start seeing more trees is usually when it happens, or big bodies of water. Did not tear right there, but yeah, once you're into heavily vegetated areas is when you're going to see the most of that screen tearing, and that is true for WRC 9 as well. The screen tearing was definitely there. If you're buying this on the PlayStation 5, you're probably already used to the PlayStation 5 controller, how it works, and you are probably a lot better driver at it than I am. I haven't played a racing game on a controller on the PlayStation 5 in over 2 years. Just because, well, I mean, I am right now, because my cockpit, my wheel does not work on the PlayStation 5. I bought that for the Xbox, so yeah, I mean, the smoke effect looks better this year. The collisions feel better. They're not as annoying as the other ones. Like you can take your finger off the you can take your finger off of the thumbstick, and your car doesn't feel like it's gonna it doesn't feel unstable. Like you can hit the throttle and it just goes. Yeah, I don't know. Handling definitely feels better on this game than it did last year. So that alone, I do. If you bought last year's and you do like these games, I definitely recommend this as a much better upgrade in terms of handling and control, performance. Well, performance is about. I'd say performance is pretty close to last year's. So these are both of the new tracks, Estonia and Croatia. I don't care if it has a connection error. So these are the newest stages. I mean, you've still got Chile and you've still got a couple others. So my in conclusion, WRC 10 is definitely an improvement above the last game. It is in every way. Every way, it is definitely an improvement. The visuals do look a little bit rough compared to the Xbox Series X, but it's not at a point where, like, if you don't see the Xbox version, you're not going to care. You're not going to know. You're not going to care. It still does look good on your PlayStation 5. It looks good. It looks great. Like, if I only had the PlayStation 5, I would be completely satisfied with this game for the most part. The only thing, because I'm not getting the performance dips while I'm in cockpit cam that most people normally would if they're playing in chase cam. So I personally would be completely satisfied with this experience. So hopefully Sony will give us VRR support for our PlayStation 5s in an upcoming patch. But other than that, yeah, WRC 10 is a definite improvement over the last game. There are some slight performance issues on the PlayStation 5 version, but at the end of the day, like, it's still a competent racer. It still feels good. You're still more than going to get your money's worth out of this game. It's great. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and I want to be able to continue making these videos for you. So thank you. I'll see you in the next one.